Today's Not So Critical update starts off with the intention of talking about Microsoft adding ChatGPT to all its products.
The
But we
intention.
really quickly get we very quickly get sidetracked and start arguing about what ChatGPT is going to look like in the future. Mike's convinced that it's going to ruin us all. John thinks it's going to make everything better. And I think it's going to be our very best friend. Keep watching to find out who wins. Spoiler, none of us do. ChatGPT is the best thing ever, and it should be in every single product, like all of them, everything.
Wow.
It is super impressive on its own right now today, and I think 2023 is going to be like the year of AI.
Yeah.
Very excited
100%.
about some of the stuff happening.
Maybe it should be called like FAI, because it's not true artificial intelligence, right?
No.
Is
Well, I
any
don't know.
intelligence actually true intelligence, John?
Okay, this is way too deep. I don't want to talk about that. Let's just talk about amazing stuff with
Okay.
ChatGPT.
So I actually think it's pretty cool. Microsoft's gonna do this. I'm hoping we get like a little clippy, right? But instead of it being a what do you call it?
Paperclip.
I see that you're trying to
A
write a
paperclip?
suicide letter. Can I help?
I think instead it should be like a big brain with eyes.
Sorry,
right?
that was bad. I feel
Why
bad.
do you
That was
always
terrible.
go, Peter? You're so
Talk
what's
first.
the word?
Later.
Nihilistic?
I don't know.
No,
A ransom note?
like cynical almost.
Anyway,
It was
so
just-
Microsoft first announced that they were going to integrate ChatGPT
bad.
with Bing. Now they're talking about integrating with all their products. I think so. I love ChatGPT. It's awesome. I don't love the chat model for search engines for two reasons. One is the benefit of a search engine is it's giving you a list of possible sources, which you then can vet for yourself and decide which one actually answers your question. You potentially could lose that if ChatGPT is just answering the question for you. And two, I think and we talked about like who owns the copyright of this material, but if you have a system like ChatGPT aggregating everything and giving you the summary without citation, why would anybody create any content at all for the internet?
I mean, that second one is a good point, but
That is a good point.
I think ChatGPT with search engines is going to be the interface to it. It's not going to come up with any new information itself, and I don't think it will tell you the answers to things, but it will tell you where to find things.
But then you're using the vocal recognition side of it, the way it receives the queries. You're not using the part of it that answers the queries.
Right, which is the impressive part. And I think that ChatGPT might be the first step in evolving the way we use the internet. Traditionally, the internet has been I send and receive. But we've started inching towards I request things to happen, or I ask questions. So, for example, I say, okay, GOOGLE. I don't want to do it because then it'll start up. Or, hey, Alexa. And it gives me back an answer or a task has been completed that I asked for. And with ChatGPT, that totally blows this way beyond what we've traditionally used these chat boxes.
It expands that, not breaks that.
It expands
right?
it.
Expands that. Yeah.
No, it doesn't break it. It expands it. Right. So
yeah.
Now instead of me going to Google and typing in how do I cook really good lasagna, I will just blindly in my fucking VR AR glasses be like, hey, ChatGPT, overlay like a really good lasagna recipe for me. And then like I don't browse the internet anymore. ChatGPT has eliminated that. The dangers is this removes the choice. I don't get to choose what the best recipe is. However, I can refine the results. So I say, ChatGPT throws a recipe at me and I see that there is parsley or like pork, and I don't eat pork, let's say. I'll say, give me a lasagna recipe with beef. So I think it's totally going to evolve the way we interact with the internet and kind of remove the middleman of not only search engines,
but the
websites.
But the middleman is
Okay.
the person who actually writes the recipes.
Yeah,
like
but-
you
okay.
Totally.
Go, Peter.
People, people don't ever go beyond the first top 10 search results, right? If you're past that, then you've got no hope of getting a popular site, because people already click on the first link and go to that straight to that, and that's how we are as humans. When I want to know how to fix my sink, I call my mate who's a plumber, and he tells me, and then I do whatever he says. I don't call around 3 other friends or do any more research. We trust our friends, right? If I want to know how to, I don't know, the other day I was wondering whether this game Valorant is any good. So I asked John, hey, John, is Valorant any good? And he said, yeah, it's pretty good fun. So I was like, yeah, cool. I'll go and try it out. I've stopped that point. I trust John enough to kind of say he's going to give me a reasonable answer. If I really wanted to find out more, I would then I would go and ask maybe some other people, go and look for reviews, that kind of thing. And I think the same thing will happen with ChatGPT. You'll say, is Valorant any good? It will say, yeah, it's pretty good. And then you go, hang on, but I don't really like games like this. Oh, well, if that's then it's not for you.
Then it's not good. I think also what it's going to do is it will learn. Okay, but Mike, I want to just touch on this first, actually. The people who wrote those articles will not stop writing them because it's not like the entire world will stop using the internet.
Well, yes,
it just evolves. This just evolves the assistant. I'm still going to want to browse, right?
Yeah, maybe, but the search engine is the central hub of the internet. That's how people find anything. I mean, you could argue social media is kind of taking over that spot. YouTube has become like a major search engine, but all that's going to lead to is people
Reddit
writing
is
to
a
game.
Search engine. Yeah.
All that's going to lead to is people writing to game, creating content to game the ChatGPT. You'll have ChatGPT optimization on everybody's mind. How do I write it so that ChatGPT absorbs it? Except it's not going to give you credit, so who even knows? I don't like it. I know this is going to happen, and I know we're going to figure out what to do with it. But everything we know about how we interface with the internet today is going to change.
The only difference here is when I say, hey, Alexa pings probably Google, actually. I'm not sure which search engine Amazon uses. I ask Alexa a statistic or something, and, super absurd, like what's the population of some random town in Oklahoma? It has to go through a search engine, find the top result or Wikipedia, and be like, oh, here's the population and here's what it says, right? That's what Google and Alexa do.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, here you go. This is what it says. And it takes an excerpt and it reads out what it says about the population of Oklahoma. We're blindly trusting that. But with ChatGPT, it's just going to say, I'm 79% certain this is it behind the scenes. So I will just say that that's what the number is. There's going to be a lot of like evolutions of how we...
But if you ask ChatGPT, hey, was January 6th a terrorist insurrection or was it a patriot uprising? What are you going to get? Like if you put that into Google, you can decide which of those sources is truth.
That's
but if you choose ChatGPT, how's it going to how does it the only way it has
that's
to
just the way
But I'll tell you what
right now.
I will tell you what will happen. I know exactly what's going to happen. I will say, hey, ChatGPT, I'm pretty sure that's not correct. Just like Wikipedia. Wikipedia has an honor / like point system. And that's why it keeps staying accurate.
There'll be a trust aspect in that we as much as we trust our friends, I think it will work like a friend, a group of friends.
I think there will be attacks. We will see attacks on this system, on this new system. People will 100%. Figure out how to 4chan it, right? Like where it says that, Adolf Hitler never killed himself or something.
Like how long before ChatGPT basically becomes Tay of the of Twitter?
So I actually think because of so I was just thinking about Tay with this Microsoft article. We've learned from Tay. Tay is the Twitter bot that ended up becoming an anti-Semite.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Within hours, wasn't it?
So, yeah, within hours, I think it was. We have learned from Tay, and we've learned from... No, I had to mute notifications. We've
Go
learned
through
from
some
Tay.
check-in at work, do some Slack while we're here.
Shut up.
Yeah.
We've
Cool.
learned from Tay. We've learned from our mistakes, and now there's safeguards. There's railings. There's parameters, and they're going to continue to refine these parameters because they can be broken. People got malware or ransomware written by ChatGPT fairly easily. The last one I saw was, it was like, no. The article name was, no, ChatGPT can no longer write malware. And then a guy in this thread was like, well, actually, I just said I'm a systems engineer at work and I need to encrypt my own files in a batch script. And ChatGPT just like step by step with notes, with annotations.
But even those guidelines now open the door to all the I'm being censored and why won't the algorithm let me be an asshole or whatever.
Look, the way that ChatGPT works now is not going to be the way it works in the end. I think there's going to be different ways, different models, and you can set preferences like, I want to see a range of things. When I ask you a question, give me some background on it. When I ask you a question, tell me a few other different options. So for people who don't immediately trust it, but the default will be, you ask it a question, it gives you an answer. There's going to have to be an element of, but then this is the same thing as like the news or newspapers, any kind of source of information. We rarely go and fact check other sources of information.
Sure, but what you just said made me think like, oh, so we're just going to each individually train us to tell us things that we already believe anyway. At least with the news,
Probably.
you have to go to a network and you know what the context of that conversation is.
But no. People don't watch Fox News and go, okay, I'm cognizant of the fact that I'm watching what is it, Right Wing?
Well, they know that they're not watching MSNBC.
Yeah, but they don't filter everything with that. Like, okay, I need to. Yeah, you get context, but it's.
You'll show up and say, "Oh, this morning ChatGPT told me that England was the greatest country on the planet," and I'll say, "Oh, this morning ChatGPT told me that America is the greatest country on the planet." So who's right? Like, what's the conversation?
I actually think the way I think it's going to play out is that ChatGPT is going to learn something like ChatGPT. We really went on a rant here.
How long have we been recording for now? ChatGPT, tell me, how long have we been recording for?
Okay,
I also wonder if ChatGPT is learning from the queries.
Yeah, 100%.
Is that true? You think so?
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Because it says it stopped learning in 2019 or something.
Yeah.
Like, it learns how to respond to the queries, but does it actually learn new information from the questions being asked?
Why wouldn't they save all those queries to train it further?
I don't know.
I'm not saying it's actively learning. Okay, last thing I wanted to say about this is I think ChatGPT is going to be an individual learner. Each instance of ChatGPT, right? My phone now has ChatGPT. It's going to be biased to me.
Yeah, okay.
It will know that I support America. I'm a happy American. I love America. Red, white, and blue courses through my veins. So when I ask it, what's the best country? It will say, USA, 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 like that. Super excited.
It'll be like a friend.
It will be like a friend versus it will be like a very submissive friend that will only answer things that you are interested in.
Yeah.
So when I say, recommend me a TV show, it has learned my tastes and my preferences and the genres I'm into. And it says, oh, you haven't watched this yet.
But I also think it will be like a conversation, right? As like it would be with a friend. It'd be like, recommend me a TV show. What are you in the mood for? I don't know. Just pick something. Okay. How about Family Guy? All right. Yeah. No, I don't really fancy anything funny right now. I'm feeling a bit more serious. Okay. What about blah, blah, blah? And it can be, the same way that a friend would answer you. You know, they will either just suggest something straight up, or they'll say, like, Mike, recommend me a good weights program.
Yeah, I think this is a problem, though. Like, I don't know if that's how it plays out, but I think that's a problem because it further reinforces the idea that I'm in a bubble. Now I train this thing to only tell me what I want to hear, So as
You
far
are
as
in a
I know,
bubble,
the
though.
entire world is like this, and we already
We
have a
do the
huge
same
problem with that.
But this will be a public thing. You will
Yeah.
know that ChatGPT learns from you.
Yeah.
And then sure, I
yeah.
can see what you're saying. So let's say there's a far right extremist who's using ChatGPT who's a super racist. There will be safeguards in place where if this person is like, I'm going to train it to not like people of color,
So
ChatGPT is going to be like,
censor them.
no, yes, that's what they get.
Oh,
You
boy.
want to use this product? Google isn't racist. Twitter supposedly is not supposed to be racist. Any other product, Alexa isn't racist.
You just
These
lost
are-
20% of the free speech absolutists who are definitely not racist.
Sure. Well, we're not taking it
Oh,
political, but I will say
What?
that that's just if this is a paid service, there are terms of service, and you have to abide by them, or you will not be able to use this product.
Yeah, we didn't get to
The way
talk
you-
about I saw an interesting article
Microsoft.
about how they think we've almost exhausted the training set of data for these
Oh,
algorithms,
interesting.
and they think the focus is going to be on not using bigger data sets, but using more algorithm
Specialized.
points. I'd have to look it up. It's kind of an
Okay.
interesting article. Maybe I'll put that on the rundown for next week. But I don't know. Like I'm blown. I love the AI. I love ChatGPT. I'm super interested
glad we
in how
sorted
it's
it
going to
out.
change things. Yeah.
I'm happy that we resolved that issue
Yeah.
once and for all.
For sure.
Good job, guys.